Hey everyone, Mike Guerra here, back with another episode on my YouTube channel. It's been a minute, but I am back and ready to go. Today I'm excited to talk to you about scammers, particularly real estate lead scammers. Stay tuned to the end. I'm going to explain to you about a personal story, how I was recently scammed, and I fought back and I won. But for starters, now we want to talk about 5 red flags to look for when you're seeing online ads for, this is more pertaining to real estate agents. If you're watching this, I've done so many, I guess, virtual Zoom calls with different lead companies, probably 2 or 3 a week sometimes, just trying to, find one that might work. I've worked with many over the years and a lot of them have worked. But, I think during the COVID boom, realtors started to make so much money. People just jumped into this, oh, I can sell leads to realtors. And, I guess they got away with it. They're charging them, thousands of dollars to start up and, not producing results. So number one is guaranteed results. So, nobody can guarantee you any results. So if they're guaranteeing you, 20 closings or 10 closings, you got to be very cautious about that. Number 2, unrealistic ROI or increase in income. So if they say we're going to double your GCI or we're going to double your sales, again, nobody can guarantee, doubling your sales. So again, be very cautious of that. High pressure sales, number 3. So if you've ever gone on a Zoom call, I've done many, and they're like, oh, we only have 1 slot left, or you have to sign up by today. Offer expires at midnight. That's another one. Be very cautious of that. You should have time to think over an offer, get back to them the next day. Say, I need some time to think it over. So don't fall into those high pressure tactics. Number 4, unclear lead sources. So they may promise you YouTube ads and you end up getting dealt Facebook ads. That's what happened in my situation. Again, not following through with what I wanted originally. ISA as well, who's going to be handling the leads? Are they going to have an internal ISA, which is an inside sales agent, calling your leads, or do you have to call the leads? Make sure you determine that ahead of time. And number 5 is misleading exclusive claims. So a lot of these companies will say, oh, you have this exclusive territory, or we're only hiring 1 agent for this territory. Be very cautious of that. I mean, they're in the business to make sales. So if there's other agents in the area that are, want to give them their money, I'm pretty sure they're going to do it. So these exclusive claims can be part of the scams. How to protect yourself. So read the contract. Every lead company will have a contract to say, can I read your contract ahead of time? Or when they send it to you, don't be pressured into signing it right away. There's lots of fine print. You want to look that over very carefully. Sometimes it may even be good to have your lawyer look it over quickly. If you have a good relationship with a lawyer, they may not charge you anything or a few dollars to look it over. Also look into what is the cancellation policy. So again, read it over, look to see what you're bound by in the contract, what your cancellation policy is if you want to get out of the deal or get out of the contract. Is there an auto renewal? So this auto renewal has been a big topic for a lot of scammers. If you've ever bought something online that they want you to subscribe now, and you get charged your card over and over, and sometimes you don't even know that you subscribe to this auto renewal, and they're dinging you every month unless you catch it and you try to cancel it, and it can be a nightmare. So check for auto renewals. Refund policy. So read carefully what's your refund policy. If you're not happy, do they have a refund policy? Do they offer you 60 days, 90 days money back if they don't perform like they say they're going to do? Any hidden or additional fees, and lead ownership. Do you own the leads, or do they own the leads? You have to be specific. If I'm paying you, do I get to keep the leads after, or are they owned by the company? And also, last but not least, verify that there is a business name, a business number, a business address on the contract. Recently I did one and there was no business name when I asked the guy about it. He said, oh, we're just a subsidiary of another company, which I'll explain to you in a bit. So just slow down, do your research, do a search on the company, search the company's name and scams, or the company's name and reviews, and do some homework online and see if anybody else has had a good or bad experience with that company. And yeah, so I mean, recently it happened to me. I've worked with I don't know how many lead companies over the years. Some have been good, some have been bad. I've lost some money. Recently I signed up for one, promised me YouTube ads, did my videos, ended up pushing me into Facebook ads, which I did not want. It took months to get up and going. The ads apparently were running. Apparently they had an ISA. Again, knowing what I know now, I should have looked into it more. That's why I'm doing this list for you viewers. If you're an agent and you're looking at getting lead company, learn from my mistakes and other people's mistakes, but document everything. So I documented everything from start to finish. If I wasn't happy, I sent an email. I documented the email. So when it came time to dispute it and face the company, I had some backup to provide, and I was able to send it to my lawyer, have them look it over. over, and there was a breach because the services that I was told and signed up for were not delivered. So I was lucky in that case, but there's a lot of people out there. In the past, I've lost thousands of dollars to lead companies that didn't perform. So I hope this video finds someone out there and can help them if they're looking at getting a lead gen company in the real estate business, or it can even pertain to any other service. Everything's got a contract, so just read those contracts over. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and sign up for my new videos. I'm gonna be back on the horse here and trying to get out some regular content. So I appreciate you watching, and thanks so much.